Hi my friends, welcome to the Diamond Painting Effect with Cori. It's time for European Monday. I'm Cori and we will, before we get into European Town Monday, I'm going to do a little rundown of the stitches that happened over the week. I'm going to just stick pictures up in the camera and that's how we'll do it. I hope that what I'm going to try to do is where I was at the beginning of the week with the stitch, and then show a picture of how I am at today. I didn't do a whole lot of, I did a lot of stitching, but I didn't do a large number of pieces this week. My goal was to do a counted cross stitch at least 5 days this week, and the one that it ended up being, it wasn't on purpose, but it just ended up that way. Excuse me. Is my Christmas teacups. And this is the cover pattern of my Christmas teacups, and I'm working on this teacup right here. I guess it's a teapot, not a teacup. This came from a French cross-stitch pattern company that was a download from a French company. It's Le Petit Croix de Lucie. There's the website right there if y'all want to go check them out. Anyway, so this is when I focus most of my counted cross-stitching time with, is this one. And I'll put a picture of where I was at the beginning of the week, and then side by side I will try to put up a picture of where I am now, if my editing skills will allow. So I've had fun working on this one, obviously, because that's why I just kept picking it up again. This is one that was kind of stalled for me. I wasn't having any joy in it, and but I got that joy back, and I'm cruising on it again. So that was fun working on my Christmas teapots. I worked on Nativity. I'll put in some pictures here of Nativity. It's hard to tell the difference but I did get significant chunks of space filled up on Nativity. My goal for Nativity was just to work on it every day. Even if it was just one full strand, that would be my minimum. And so I did more than that on that. I worked European Town. I had a color that I was filling in. It was, I don't even remember what color it was. I think it was a 3865. I'm not sure. That may have been the week before. Anyway, the color that I was working on, I finished, and because it didn't take that much time, I went ahead and picked up and filled another color, which was, it was the purple triangle on here. I remembered that I had started that one a while back and had given up on it and wanted to change colors, so I was able to go back and finish those. But man, I'm kind of excited because, of course, it always seems to me like I'm closer to the end than I really am. But I think I'm going to put an honest effort into this and see if I can finish this panel this week. I'm not sure I can do it, but I'm going to try. Beach Life. Here's the pictures of Beach Life. This one's really hard to see progress on it, because it's just the nature of it. I've mostly been working on the sky. I've decided to work this pattern from top to bottom, which is kind of my pattern, I think. This European Town's the only thing I haven't really done that way. But I've done quite a bit of stitching on this one. Again, it's one that feels like doesn't look like I've done much, but I sure have spent time on it. And then I'll put up here my Diamond Painting with Friends. My goal was 15 minutes a day. I only worked on it 3 days, but I probably put 6 hours into this diamond painting, and it's almost finished. It's almost finished. I was hoping to get it finished for today, but I gave up yesterday. I spent a lot of time on the diamond painting, and I wanted to get some stitching in, so I put it away, and we're off to more goals this week. I think I'm going to change it up a little bit, because the goal to finish this panel this week will move some other things out of the way. We'll see how it goes. I do need to do, I want to finish my diamond painting as well. So maybe those will be my big goals, and then my little goals will be to work on nativity and count and cross stitch daily. So maybe it just hasn't changed too much. It's just my focus has changed. So that's it, my weekend stitches. I wish I could tell you on my count and cross stitch how many stitches I did, but there were some days I forgot to notice. But I think I've got about 300 stitches done on that one. So we'll get into European Town now. I chose, the color that I chose to work on is, let's see if I can get it in there. It's that is a red circle. And the problem I had with this, and this is the reason why sometimes it's good to have a different pattern, paper pattern to go by, because there is a right next, I've lost my sheet. I'm gonna pause it, hold on. Okay, I lost my sheet, but as you can see right here, there's 3 different colors of circles. One is orange and one is red, and on here it's clearly different, but it is a red orange. All the reds are orange. You have orange in color, unless they're on the magenta side. But so I couldn't find any. What I try to do is I go and I try to find, so I can compare and help me determine that that's a red circle or orange circle. Well, I couldn't find any of the orange circle. What I thought was red was red. So I went to my paper pattern in the kit and found out that it was the letter A for that red circle. And sure enough, all the circles on this panel are red, and they are basically the A symbol, which is color number 11, and it's DMC 434. I looked and looked and couldn't find any of the other symbol. Was a gray O on the other pattern, and I didn't see any in this panel. So there really isn't very much of that color in the whole kit, because I only have one strand of that color. So I think hopefully it's a gray color, and I hope that will be obvious that it's off when I'm putting, whether or not I'm putting this color number 434, which is a light brown color. That color even has a little bit of orange to it. You might call that UT burnt orange. So anyway, so that color is scattered. It's scattered all through the house. It's just, it kind of lines every part of it, which has been a lot of the colors. They just like that. So trying to mess with my camera there. And so I guess I'll start right here. This one's the easiest one because it's not too far from the edge. And I'll try to keep this. My camera seems to be in a weird spot today. But anyway, so how are you guys doing? Now that I've gotten through all that, we're 10 minutes into the video and I'm finally starting. Yeah, I did pretty good with my goals this week. I kind of rebelled yesterday. I basically decided to do what I wanted, which made it that it just showed that, how do I put it? I'm trying to figure out how to put this. Making my goal, instead of having it really literally be daily, to me daily will mean 5 days, because that gives me the leeway so that I don't feel like I have to do something. So it's like when I did bring out my counted cross stitch, it was because I wanted to. And honestly, that's how I feel about all of it. It helps to give me direction, because I want to do it all. I want to do it all. And I will say I've been enjoying the diamond painting. Again, that was really nice. There's been some times recently where I was doing the diamond painting because I needed to do it for an event, and I wasn't feeling it, and I was forcing it. Well, it was nice yesterday because I really did just want to diamond paint, and that's what I did the bulk of the day of my free time. I'm gonna say that. So that was kind of nice. I did go ahead and set it up on my chair because doing it at the table was not working. I knew it wouldn't. I thought it would. I could make it, and it just wasn't. So it's just a little bit harder to do it from my lap, but in the long run, it's worth it. So I don't think, no, there hasn't been much of any excitement happening in my life. This week, nothing major happening again this week. In a couple of weeks, I will be house sitting at my sister's house. I enjoy that. That's always fun. She has a very nice house, so it feels like I'm getting away, going to an Airbnb or something, and just I enjoy. She has a cat there that needs a little bit of taking care of, and I can use her couch and her TV, and just it's a nice little getaway when I do that. And so I will continue to do my videos from there. We will continue the saga from there. I got ready to start a new I've had that itch. Here comes Gunther. I've had the itch to start a new counted cross stitch kit, and nothing in particular. I just want to start another one. And so I thought, well, I have this little one that Diamond Grandma gave me of a little teddy bear. And I thought that would be a fun one to start and then maybe be able to finish. But it was still in, she got it from a garage sale. But when I opened up the package, because it was still in the packaging, it had those, you know, those age spots and stuff all over the fabric. So I thought I could have just got another piece of fabric. Now that I'm thinking of it, but so I soaked it in Biz, and I got most of it out. But where it was folded, that long edge where it was folded, that yellowy stuff was all along that fold, and that stuff was stubborn. And I don't know if I would have kept it in the Biz, if it would have come out, but I switched it to OxyClean, and I left it for a couple days, and I noticed last night that I think it's mostly out now, but then I realized I could have just turned that piece of fabric over and sewed it that way. But it's done. I've got it ready to, I gotta rinse it out and dry it, but I'll be able to start that little teddy bear. He's cute. I thought that would be a nice, fun, quick stitch, because I know most of the other counter cross stitches that I have going they're long projects. You know, I'll feel like when I finish one of those teapots, that will be an accomplishment on that. And then I've got, I think there's 9. I have 8 more to go. I'm getting more and more used to working on that. I can't remember if that one's a 28 count or a 25 count. But I'm getting used to working on that small. I think part of the issue is if the colors that you're using. It's when you have those colors that are very close to each other that you can't tell which color is which. But yeah, it does add depth to the whole pattern when it's done. But while you're working with it, it's a nightmare. It just. And then my pattern keeper is doing well with me on that. I am worried because I was looking at it and it didn't load up. It loaded up funky into pattern keeper. Instead of being side by side, it's all one long row. So I'll have to figure out where stuff goes. If I've thought about maybe unloading it and then only loading the pattern pages themselves and see if that works. And then I'll have to put on there all the stuff I've already stitched, because I know I can't import progress. That has not worked well either. I tried to move stuff from my phone to my tablet. I believe that's one where it worked was that teapot one, so maybe I can do it. But like I said, it's all messed up, and maybe I don't understand pattern keeper because I'm new at all this stuff, you guys. I probably this teapot is the first cross stitch I've started stitching from pattern keeper, and then the cat's library is the other one I've tried to do. That pattern seems to be just fine. Heaven and Earth Design seems to be the only ones that really do well on pattern keeper for me. I don't know what I'm doing though, so that's probably the issue. I'm really excited about maybe being able to finish this one. I can't, it's hard for me to tell because of how there's little bits all over that need stitching. And I've been stitching probably about 9 minutes for this little area here. And because I spent so much time doing my floss tube info, it's almost time for this video to be over. So I hadn't really been clear. My seashore cross stitch pattern is for the event Beach Life 23 that's being hosted by Diamond Grandma and Diamond Painting with Sweet Tea. And my diamond painting with God All Things Are Possible is for the event hosted by Enza over at Enza's Diamond Painting Gallery. She's hosting the Paint with Friends with Empowerment Edition for the theme. And so if y'all go check those channels out, that would be awesome. And if you want to do another European town, Jenny Crochets in England, it does her European town on Mondays, and Stitching with Laura does hers on Saturdays, and Natalia does hers on Wednesdays. So there's lots of European town stuff happening. There's lots of stitches with me's going on, and so go check them all out. And we can't forget Stitching in the Inner Lake with Ava. Y'all take care, and I'll see you again in the next one.